Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hello, Satsu.
I am your Lord of Pain, and I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't sound like I'm in pain. You guys okay? Scribe, you all right?
Yeah, why?
You seem like you're tired or something. You're very low energy. You okay?
Okay, we're not even 2 seconds into this show and you're already insulting me? Jesus.
I'm not insulting. I said both of you, actually.
Low energy?
You do seem a little, you were like, hi.
That energy you asked for, monkey.
Hi.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Donald Trump. I'm just not as excited as you want me to be.
Fair enough. Satsu, how you doing, man?
I'm tired. That's my excuse.
Good God. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll turn on the virtual meth for you, monkey. I'll be a squirrelless meth tooth just for you tonight.
I was just asking and making sure you guys are okay. Let's see. I'm good, man. The title of this stream is actually true. We're sitting there, and Lady Monkey goes, "Oh my God, is it 8:30?" I'm like, "Oh, it is. Better finish this cake." So I was eating a piece of cake. My father-in-law gotten us for Christmas. It's this really fancy cinnamon cake that it is very tasty, but it sits like a brick in your stomach. However, I did finish eating it before I set up the stream. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to name this? I know. That's how exciting my day is, guys. I named the stream after what I was actually doing. Yeah, but it was a good day. I got to talk to Little Butt, and I didn't get to talk to her yesterday because she was apparently busy. She's like, tell him I'll call him tomorrow. She's cute, y'all. But yeah, I got to talk to her again, and I didn't get good sleep last night, but I got some sleep, so I feel a little more energized than I was the last 2 nights. And yeah, it's going to be a good day, I feel. How is a 4-year-old busy? Well, Adam, here's the thing about children. A children's job is to play.
A children's job?
Yes, a children's.
A children's job is a child, is to play. And yeah, so that's what they do. When you call them when they're playing, you're interrupting their job, man. That is heavy work. They don't want to be called into the boss's office for not playing hard enough. I'm glad you're going with me on that. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, guys, and share our stuff far and wide. I make streams and these guys make content, so share it all. Share it all. Cryptic, thank you. Did you create a mukbang video yet? No. I should have. With that cake, I could, man. Even just a small piece of it, it's like doing a whole mukbang video. I just like saying that word, mukbang, because that's how you're actually supposed to say it.
It's Scrub. Say it mukbang like a loser.
Mukbang. Bunch of honkies. I'm trying to embrace my inner weeb. Mukbang. We have a birthday. We have a birthday in chat. It is Mashishu's birthday. Mash. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Long time, very, very enthusiastic supporter of the show. And she's such a sweetheart. What? That was not a dig at you. Oh, my God.
Anyhow, Scribe is in wife mode right now.
I'm beginning to think he started his period. Fuck.
Okay,
this
you know what?
We can't have nice things.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just done. Goodbye.
He needs a hot water bottle. I love you, Scribe. If I had chocolate, I'd send it to you. It's Mashishu's birthday.
You.
Are we gonna sing to Mash?
Yes.
Okay. It's Mashishu's birthday. Mash, sweetheart, we love you. This one's for you. And a 1. And a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mash.
Happy birthday to you.
I hope you had a better one than Scribe's having today.
Happy birthday, dear
Mashishu.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Mash, happy birthday. It's really, I actually sang happy birthday, Mashishu. And it's weird for me to say your whole name. because you're just MASH. That's who you are, and I love you. And thank you so much for being such a wonderful supporter of the show all these years. And I hope you really did have a great birthday. We do have a game stream tonight after this show. We'll be over on 2 Cents Plus. We're playing some more Desolate's the name of that, right? That always sounds wrong to me. It's Desolate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been having an interesting time with it. It is not the best gameplay, but it is an interesting game, and I'm sucked into the story right now. So come hang out. It's been a lot of fun over there. Is there anything else we need to plug?
No.
Stop it. Thank you, Officer Buck, who says whisper fleeking white suit tags. We haven't done the whisper part of that in a long time. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay, sing to me next. It's not your birthday. Your birthday's in April, Weebo. See, she thinks we don't know these things. I know this about you.
Oh God, is this real?
I don't know. Scribbles, do we have any news this evening?
Well, Monkey, I guess there's some news.
And now for the news, Eeyore.
What we got for the news, Eeyore?
Oh dear. Let's see. Trump warns Iran if it hits any Americans or American assets, quote, "We have targeted 52 Iranian sites," unquote.
Oh, shit.
President Donald Trump said Saturday evening the United States has, quote, "targeted 52 Iranian sites," unquote, for attack should the country strike, quote, "any Americans or American assets," unquote. The string of tweets come after the White House formally notified Congress on Saturday of the U.S. operation that killed Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani on Thursday. Quote, "We have targeted 52 Iranian sites representing the 52 American hostages taken by Iran many years ago, some at a very high level and important to Iran. And, quote, if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, Iran itself," in capital letters now, "will be hit very fast and very hard," unquote, Trump wrote in a series of tweets.
Oh, man. Trump is not fucking around.
Trump's comments come following the administration warning members of Congress that Iran is expected to retaliate against the U.S., quote, "within weeks," unquote, for the strike, even as they failed to convince some that the operation was merited due to an imminent threat against American lives. There are intense discussions taking place inside U.S. military and intelligence agencies to assess whether Iran might be preparing some type of retaliatory strikes in the next few days, or wait for some time, a U.S. official with direct knowledge of the situation told CNN. The Department of Homeland Security also issued a warning on Saturday of the potential for Iranian attacks, including possible cyber threats. Acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf issued a new National Terrorism Advisory System bulletin in the wake of the drone strike that details the attack and potential Iranian threat, including previous plots against U.S. infrastructure and cyber targets.
Am I the only one that forgot we even had the terrorist labeling system here, the terror threat labeling?
Do we still, the color-coded thing, do they actually use that?
I saw a thing this morning that they were talking about maybe upgrading that. I'm like, shit, I didn't even realize that was still a thing.
Yeah, they don't really advertise it much anymore. We haven't had any airline national threat levels since. When was the last time that was used? Was that? I mean, it can't be as far back as Bush. It had to have happened at least once or twice under Obama.
I can't remember if it did or not. Real quick, Terry, thank you. Hashtag Soleimani is over party. Hashtag canceled. Indeed, with extreme prejudice. I tend to agree with what Prospero said in chat there, that this is just Trump warning back, because Iran came out and they said they had some targets they were gonna hit, and there were a couple of rockets lobbed at the green zone in around Baghdad today. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, Trump's like going, "Don't do it. I will blow your ass up." So I don't think we're going to see anything real big come of this. We'll see, though, I guess.
Yeah, I call it. Well, I don't know. Like I'm absolutely uncertain as to what happens next, because I don't know how functionally suicidal Iran might feel in whatever they decide to do or not to do after this. So I guess we'll see. I am guessing, and this is just a guess, that rather than do something external to hit us, or at least not in a direct way, they will announce some saber rattling, restarting their nuclear weapons program or something like that that's taking place internally to sort of threaten without acting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily nuclear stuff. I'm just throwing that out there as sort of like the extreme example, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Iran has never been one to go direct head to head with us. They never have. They've always
proxy.
Proxy shit. So my guess is still going to be Israel getting hit rather than us.
That would be a poor choice as well, because given Trump's loyalty to Israel at this stage of the game, he might as well just be saying you're attacking them. I mean, Israel is an American asset. Let's not dither on that one.
Yeah, but they've been, I mean, the groups around Israel have been lobbing rockets in there forever.
Yeah.
So you just see an uptick in that. So they still can say, look, we retaliated without saying, yeah, look, we actually hit America. Mm-hmm. That's still my guess at how it's going to play out. Well, now what the Israelis do with that, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what the Israelis do with that being funneled resources from us.
Right.
Because proxies do as proxies do. Anyway, so there's that. In other Trump news, this was something that I was very curious about when I saw the headline today, and it's still up on CNN's top line. This is the bombshell Trump's team didn't want revealed. Okay, now I just want to have that hang in the air for a second, because when I read that headline, I was like, oh, except that the last time I heard such language used in regards to Trump, it was a bunch of empty promises from Chris Cillizza during the Mueller investigation.
Well, speaking of where we heard that before, thank you, Three-Sided Coin, who said preemptive attack war. Now, where have I heard that before? And it's just the other way around. U.S. is an Israeli asset. No, it's not.
Yeah, sorry. All right. And this is written by, this is an analysis piece, opinion. It's actually an opinion piece. Okay, this is by Frida Giddis, a former CNN producer and correspondent, is a world affairs columnist. Okay. The praise or condemnation President Donald Trump is drawing for the latest U.S. actions in the Middle East in no way diminishes the power of the legal bombshell that just exploded in the United States with new evidence of his behavior regarding Ukraine. I just want to add for a second, I've heard a lot of people say this is wag the dog. Trump did this bombing to take the heat off of the impeachment, etc.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, well, then why haven't we been airstriking every day for the last 2 years?
Right. That's one hell of a distraction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I know for a fact he didn't do this motivated in some way by trying to change the headlines. Maybe so. I don't know. But I don't know. It's not really a pattern I've seen so far. Yes.
And it also doesn't play with the fact that this all happened right around the bombing last Friday. People keep ignoring that part.
Yeah. Newly revealed documents paint an incriminating picture. Just make sure we follow along with me as I pause here, because these points are supposedly important. Showing administration officials anxiously struggling to follow orders from Trump himself, despite concerns that the order could go against the national security interests of the United States and warnings from the Pentagon that it could be illegal. Okay. The emails are the portrait of a corrupt policy and an effort to conceal it, a tug of war between two sets of government officials, one side trying to protect American security and follow the law, another working to enforce direct orders of the President of the United States. Those things aren't necessarily at counter odds with each other. The documents, obtained through the work of the Center for Public Integrity and later, in their unredacted versions, revealed by the online legal forum Just Security, show that administration officials knew Trump was ordering them to do something possibly illegal. Okay. Just hours after Trump's infamous July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the one Trump absurdly calls perfect, during which he requested a favor from Ukraine, Michael Duffy at the Office of Management and Budget emailed the Pentagon to put a hold on aid to Ukraine and said to keep the decision secret, quote, given the sensitive nature of the request, unquote. Over the succeeding weeks, OMB and the Pentagon discussed the decision. Pentagon lawyers and others appeared to grow increasingly anxious. Duffy later writes, quote, clear direction from POTUS to hold, unquote, again making it clear this was the president's doing. I'm going to say this. This is the first time I'm going to say this, but I'm not. It won't be the last time in the course of this article. We already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
On July 26th, the Ukraine deputies' small group met. The National Security Council's top Ukrainian experts, Trump's own team, declared unanimous support for restarting military funding as Russia's allies continued their assault on eastern Ukraine. As the clock ticked towards a disbursement deadline, aides increasingly raised the legality of the issue. And rightly so. The decision didn't just run against national security, it violated the law. Okay, that is an overstatement, and we'll see why shortly. Under the Impoundment Control Act, the administration is obligated to spend the money as directed by Congress. If it doesn't, it is required to inform Congress that it is doing so and why. In a draft letter by the Pentagon to the OMB, top Defense Department officials noted, quote, we have repeatedly advised OMB officials that the suspension of aid jeopardizes the department's ability to comply with the ICA. With the deadline for compliance nearing, all right, now when was the deadline?
I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you, it was the end of September. Okay.
Oh.
The infighting and finger pointing intensified. Elaine McCusker, the Pentagon's acting controller, asked Eric Tuning, the chief of staff of Defense Secretary Mike Esper, quote, do you believe DOD is adequately protected from what may happen, unquote. Eventually, the secret came out. Politico broke the story of the aid freeze. Congress began asking questions. Impeachment was on the horizon. What could be worse than a president sacrificing national security for personal political gain and violating the law in the process? Okay, I'm going to scroll down a bit because I need to get to the part that's actually relevant here to the entire, well, at least to the point that I'm more focused on, I should say.
Sure. While you're doing that, hi, Weebo.
Boo! Hi, everybody.
How are you, sweetheart?
All right. I have a bit of a headache from going to bed super late, waking up super early, and traveling for the last, 5.5 hours, and then packing everything and unpacking everything. I just got back to school today, so I'm tired.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She changed the article.
What?
This is bullshit. Okay, I don't have any way of showing it now. Okay, here's a little part that she kind of apparently has redacted from when I read this morning. She made it, it was a little amorphous, but she had to admit in the middle of the article, which is no longer here, that the deadline was the end of September and the aid was released on September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So the law was never broken.
No.
This entire article is telling us nothing we didn't already know, is that there was some debate and contention in different parts of the administration over the hold of the aid. We already knew that from the testimony at the House hearings.
Sure.
And there is no bombshell because almost breaking the law is not breaking the law.
Sure, but you got to remember, Scribe, for these people, breaking precedent is breaking the law.
I am, maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but the fact that portion of the article is now vanished from this since I read this morning is amazing.
Let me ask you something else. Do you still have the article up?
I do, yes.
At the bottom, does it say the story's been changed?
Not in any way, shape, or form.
I'm shocked.
So there's a part in. So let me just double check, because there's a part in this where she mentions explicitly the day on which the aid was released, which was September 11th.
11th, yeah.
And in that same paragraph, she also talks about how the deadline was at the end of that month. Okay, I remember those words specifically because she didn't say when the deadline was, just that it was. And I was like, and it's not here. It's just not here anymore.
Try
So
looking it
that
up on the Wayback Machine just to kind of like compare.
I don't know if it would have been archived that quickly within the same day.
I mean, you never know. Was it
true.
showered? Question mark?
I'll take a look. But anyway, so I was going to make a snarky point about that, and now I can only do so sort of on reflection because it's not there anymore. So, yeah, there you go. I guess I was defeated.
She got you.
I can't count the number of times that's happened to me where I know I've read something. I know it for a fact. And even with my fucking memory, I know I read it and the article's been changed with no mention that it's been edited.
Let me see. There is 2 entries on the Wayback Machine, apparently. Let me go to the earliest one. Make sure that I'm not imagining things. Okay. Because if I'm imagining things, I will apologize. But I was under the impression that let's see here.
Austere religious scholar.
Okay, well, nope, they're exactly, no. This is within like an hour of each other, so I don't know that it would have caught it. Okay, well, the 2 options here. Either they edited the thing from this morning to take that out, which seemed like a glaring, oops, we have to admit he didn't actually break the law, or I'm imagining things somehow. But yeah. Anyway, the point is, regardless, this article is just absolute and total clickbait. It tells us nothing we didn't already know, and it tries to make hay out of something that didn't actually happen. And it doesn't even mention the fact that the president of Ukraine never said he had any idea that the aid had been withheld. Now, if you think he's lying to stay in good with Trump, well, there you go. But then if he is lying, why would we want to give aid to a government that's willing to lie?
Don't all governments lie, though?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a moot point.
I know. Anyway, I had hoped to have a bit more of a stinger to that article, but hey, CNN defeated me. Let's see. Do you guys know not to abbreviate 2020?
What?
Oh, God, why?
Wait, what?
Hold on. It's actually, I thought it was a ridiculous headline too, but they might have a kind of point. So let me read it here. Don't abbreviate 2020. It's for your own good. 2020 is finally here, and it's coming with its own set of challenges. Not only do we have to break the habit of writing 2019, but when we really mean 2020, but the dawn of a new decade also creates a unique opportunity for scammers, says Ira Reingold, Executive Director for the National Association of Consumer Advocates. How exactly, you ask? When the year 2020 is abbreviated on official forms and documents, those looking to exploit unsuspecting people can easily manipulate those numbers and leave people potentially vulnerable to fraud. For example, a document dated 1/4/20 can easily be changed to 1/4/2021 by adding 2 numbers at the end. There are several ways that could pose a problem. Reingold cited the example of a stale check or one that was written more than 6 months ago. If you have an old check lying around that's dated 1/4/2020 and someone finds it, they could add 21 to the end of that date and voila, the check is no longer stale. Or let's say you sign a credit contract, an agreement between a borrower and a lender, and date it 1/4/20. Say you miss a month or 2 of payments and the lender goes to collect the debt that's owed. Theoretically, they could add 19 to the end of that date and argue that you owe more than a year's worth of payments. So yeah, I was like, but I mean, yeah, it is not necessarily going to operate in someone's fraud favor often, but it could.
I get what they're saying, and okay, yeah, that's a decent enough example, but don't take out a loan with anybody who doesn't give you the signed copies back.
Yeah.
You would just have to go, no, this is the original form. They're lying, and then you can sue the shit out of them.
Right.
But I get what they're saying. Okay, that's not horrible.
Yeah. All things being equal, guys, just for the sake of safety, just do the full 2020. That's all.
Gotcha.
And the last one I had, this is interesting. I hadn't heard about this until, well, today. Apparently, Amazon threatens to fire workers speaking out on climate change without approval.
What?
Now,
I'm doubtful.
I'm assuming this, I haven't read the article yet, but I'm assuming this is in regards to like taking such actions while at work on the clock, maybe?
It always ends up something like that, where it's just like, yeah, this horrible thing, they're doing this terrible thing, and they're like, well, actually, this is what's happening. And we're like, oh.
Amazon employees who have publicly criticized the company's environmental policies allege the online retail giant is trying to silence workers by threatening termination. Okay, how many people do you think work at Amazon?
Oh, it's thousands.
Yeah.
So many. At least.
Okay. Yeah, so the next paragraph starts, at least 2 Amazon workers
Fuck off.
have been warned of the consequences of violating the company's external communications policy, one of which is Marin Costa, a user experience principal designer. Quote, this is the time when we need to come together, Costa said in a prepared statement. Quote, we need all hands on deck, everyone doing everything they can to meaningfully and urgently address the climate crisis. This is not the time to shoot the messengers. This is not the time to silence those who are speaking out, unquote. Costa, along with Amazon software development engineer Jamie Kowalski, shared a statement of the company's partnership with fossil fuel companies with the Washington Post back in October. The 2 employees were given an email warning in November after Amazon officials investigated the matter. Costa was advised to comply with Amazon's policy and get pre-approval from the company before speaking out or face, quote, formative corrective action, unquote. Quote, our policy regarding external communications is not new and we believe is similar to other large companies, an Amazon spokesperson said. As with any company, employees may receive a notification from our HR team if we learn of an instance where a policy is not being followed. Additionally, our social media policy is an extension of our external communications policy, which states that external communication by employees about Amazon's businesses, products, services, technology, or customers must be approved of in advance. A half dozen Amazon employees for climate justice, a worker group advocating climate change, posted a statement on Twitter voicing concerns. I'm sure the group is made up of 2 people. Anyway, it goes on for a bit, but that's the core.
So the way it was worded there by Amazon made it sound like they were possibly talking about something that Amazon was doing that was negatively affecting the environment.
Well, if I'm reading the context here, the 2 employees were blasting out criticism of Amazon over their partnership with fossil fuel companies.
To
the Washington Post, because they shared a statement of the company's partnership with fossil fuel companies with the Washington Post back in October. So they were sharing company business externally without having either gotten approval or notification from the company first.
So not what the headline said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, because this would have happened to them regardless of what they were doing it over, whether it was hiring practices or environmentalism. But no. It's the environmentalism, you guys. I hate these fucking liars. I hate them.
Journalists ain't shit.
Snubber, thank you. Every business makes us sign contracts that cover this. They can't complain that they are paying for it, moral or not. If you are acting out like I work for Amazon and this is happening, then you're acting as a member of or as a part of the company, and yeah, you need they're within their rights to say you need to go through us first. If that doesn't mean anything to you, by all means, charge ahead and get your ass fired.
I mean, how strong is your activism if you're working for them?
Well, they're probably moles.
They're still taking the money.
Yeah. Oh, well, sure. Hey,
still getting them paychecks.
That's Amazon.
Blood money will pay the rent, my friend.
Yes.
You can feel bad about it later. We get that rent paid.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all the stories that I had.
All righty. Guys, that brings us on to MSS News. If there's a story you'd like us to take a look at it, Hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's just because I'm going to attempt to read.
Ha!
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that, but hey, I'm glad that your memory wasn't completely off the other night. So there you go.
No, I remember stuff, and you know what? It will let your voice have a rest, and you can take a chance to interrupt me instead. How about that?
Yeah, I need to gain my energy back since it was so low earlier.
Yeah, you sound like you need like a B12 shot or something.
Oh, a shot of something would be great right now.
Is this a new one? Hang on.
I don't know. Also, hi, Weibo.
Hi, Scribbles. What's wrong? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Monkey's like disparaging me all night for some reason. I don't know.
There was
Monkey.
nothing to. I thought he sounded down. Hang on. I thought he sounded down, so I asked him if he was.
Down. You didn't say down.
No, yes, I did. At first, I said you both seem very
a variety
quiet
of things, and down was one of them.
I didn't get to low energy until you objected to the fact that I was asking how you were.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
Traitor.
I'll tell you, look.
I wasn't here, so I don't know.
Of truth.
This one comes to us from Massive Dynamics about a guy who booby-trapped his own home and shot himself. On December 1st.
Yeah, that's an old story.
We read that one. So thank you for the story, but yeah, we did that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one is oh God. Frosted, why do I even read stuff from you?
What is it?
Him again?
He sends in stuff to give me a stroke.
To jerk off?
Not exactly.
Oh.
The temperance movement linked booze to domestic violence. Did it have a point? This is from Massive.
Okay.
The temperance movement seized American public life in the late 19th and early 20th century, galvanizing women in a mass social crusade. Linked to the abolitionists and women's suffrage movements, with which it shared prominent intellectuals and overlapping leadership, including the likes of Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
The temperance movement was part of a mass mobilization of American women fighting for social change.
Okay.
Like the abolitionists and women's suffrage movements, temperance eventually achieved its political goal. For the 13 years of prohibition, 1920 to 1933, the sale and consumption of alcohol was banned in the U.S. Well, thank you for that brief history lesson.
Yay.
But unlike its sister struggles, the temperance movement now has a bit of a bad reputation. Yeah. It is easy to see the women-led, often explicitly religious movement as a group of reactionaries attempting to impose I don't know what that word is, moralness on a public that did not share their values. In the end, well, yeah, that's what it fucking was. In the end, prohibition itself was an obscene failure. Alcohol continued to be sold and consumed, and the government's vain attempts to enforce the ban on booze bred their own kind of violence. The leaders of the movement were mocked as nagging housewives out to ruin the fun.
What was the point of this article again? Sorry, I'm forgetting already.
It's asking whether or not the temperance movement had a point.
I don't know.
It had a point, sure. It just wasn't successful in its mission at all.
But the motivation and makeup of the temperance movement are more complicated than their simplified legacy would suggest. Rather than a regressive movement consumed with moralistic disdain for alcohol use, many of its most ardent supporters wanted alcohol banned for a much more practical reason. You ready for it? Women's safety.
That was part of their argument, yes. I'm not going to deny that, but I still don't understand what the point is because that's not like some kind of grand revelation.
Well, you have to think of it in today's terms. We're going to have to get rid of alcohol for men. I'm sure that's where this is headed.
Okay.
Drunk men, they observed, were more likely to sexually harass or sexually assault women, more likely to beat their wives and children, and more likely to subject passing women to sexual harassment. They didn't all see drunkenness as an offense to their Christian morality, although some of them did. For the most part, they saw male drunks as a threat to women's safety. For the most part.
And women never drink, by the way.
Nope.
And when they do,
I
they
am
aren't
always
dangerous,
sober.
or they don't make bad decisions.
Yep. I have never made a bad decision in my life.
Random in chat says, I don't need alcohol to abuse women. Random, go sit in the corner. Perhaps the feminist energy of the temperance movement is why the liquor industry lobbied so hard, not only against the temperance movement, but against women's right to vote. As more and more states granted women the right to vote, the newly empowered female electorate voted overwhelmingly for local candidates who opposed alcohol. That is, in the temperance movement's mind, who opposed male violence against women. No, you are severely downplaying the Christian part of this. She really is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a she. Moira Dunnigan. Moira, you're not even American. Stop it. No Americans named Moira. That's not true. I did know one kid, and that's just because her mom was retarded.
Wow.
What?
Sorry if you're out there listening.
Or if you happen to be named Moira and are in our audience.
Yeah. Monkey.
What?
Monkey.
What?
Don't be a butthole.
No, it's true.
Don't be a butthole.
What about Moira Kelly, from The Cutting Edge? Toe pick.
Oh, she just looked British.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to be British.
Basically, this is just saying that maybe they had a point about drinking being bad because men are awful when they drink.
Oh, I had my headphones on. I was looking at the chat and everybody's like, angry baby. I'm like, what? I took my
Oh, yeah, she's upset in the background, man.
I didn't hear that at all, dude. She's squishy right now.
Poor baby.
Do you want to go check on her?
Poor baby.
Poor Squishy.
Look, let me
that baby is bullying Squishy right now.
She has learned the art of the fake cry, and she's getting really good at it. Like, because I've been experimenting, because I've been listening to all of her different cries and how they sound and what they mean, and she's starting to really master the fake one. So I go in there after she's making all this noise, and I just peek over her crib and I look at her, and she got this big ass grin on her face, not a tear in her eye, nothing. She sounded like she was crying, but she wasn't. So I pop in there and I look at her and she smiles. So I back up just a little bit so she can't see me, and then she starts yelling. And then she'll pause for a second, and then she'll do it again, and then she'll pause, and then she'll start to fake cry again. And then I'll pop my head back over, and she'll start smiling. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Babies will, they learn very quickly. They will bully you, they will manipulate you, and you can't put up with that shit.
I'm telling, look,
and
that's why I've been testing it out to see like what's what. So when she doing that shit, I'm just like, oh yeah, you gonna be doing that.
Lady Monkey took the pumpkin up to the doctor today. She has an ear infection, but her mom, my son was at work, so she called and asked if we could take her up there, run up to the walk-in clinic. And so they go up there, and there's nobody there, but they're waiting to see the doctor, and there's still a big Christmas tree up. And Lady Monkey puts Pumpkin down, and she starts walking to it. And Lady Monkey goes, "You can go see it." And so she goes excitedly running over to it, and she gets really close to it, and she stops and goes, "Don't touch." Apparently that's what she thinks a Christmas tree is called, because the 1-year-old has been told so much this year, don't touch.
That is hilarious.
Babies are awesome. But they will, you have a baby daughter, man. So that's even worse, because women are naturally controlling. So, yeah.
I called my mom today. I was talking to her on the phone while I was in the kitchen cooking, and she like, "Is that Aaliyah in the background?" I'm like, "Yeah." She like, "You gonna go check on her?" I'm like, "No." She good.
No,
I know what her real cry sounds like, and that ain't it.
Yep. Make sure they're fed, they're clothed, they're dry and all that shit, and then babies are bullies. That's my. If you take nothing else from today's stream, babies are babies are bullies.
Babies are bullies.
Lady, I just got a text from Lady Monkey telling me to invite Weibo back. Weibo, what happened?
My computer decided to restart on me for no freaking reason. I gave you life, bitch, and you're just gonna do that to me in the middle of a stream? What the heckin'? I'm sorry. I'm a little bit salty about that.
Yeah, and I wasn't watching chat very much, so you should thank Lady Monkey, or it would have taken forever for me to see that.
That's fine. Thank you, Lady Monkey. I love you. Mwah.
This one comes to us from our chief Florida correspondent, Colleen Bernier. What? Why is my phone blowing up? Lady Monkey, I'm streaming. Oh, she said, don't announce I was watching. Guys, she's not watching.
Too late, guys. Yeah. Don't announce she's why? Is she embarrassed or something?
She's incognitus.
No, she's just sitting back enjoying.
Sweetest incognitus.
And now she says, shh. Woman, I am trying to stream.
You're not supposed to read your wife's text messages online live for everyone to hear, Monkey. That's like the first rule of Relationship Club, is you don't talk about Relationship Club.
The next one says, I hate you.
I think wearing the wedding ring kind of breaks the Relationship Club rule right there.
She's repeatedly saying, I hate you now.
It's very subtle.
This whole
wow. Good God, lady.
Can I give her permission to twist her nipples for that?
No.
You didn't do anything wrong.
And then I got called, and then she called me a name. From Colleen Bernier. Family makes shocking discovery while cooking pizza. Is that part of the oven? That's the whole headline.
What?
Okay.
A North Carolina family's easy dinner turned into much more after they found a shocking surprise hiding in their oven. This confounding discovery happened when Amber Helm and her husband, Robert Helm, were cooking a frozen pizza earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
After the pair had preheated the oven, popped in their dinner, and let the pizza cook for around 10 minutes, they began noticing an unusually bad smell.
Ooh.
Amber opened the oven, and inside she found an 18-inch long snake.
Ah! No. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'll throw a picture into the chat if y'all want to see it, because there's actually a picture of the cooked snake.
Cooked snake.
A medium well 18-inch snake.
Why are you giving me access to this?
I opened the oven and thought, is that part of the oven? I looked more closely, and it was a snake, she told the Observer. The couple said they had no clue how the creature got in there, adding that the last time they used the oven to cook a Christmas ham, there was nothing else inside. Shocked, the pair then worked to remove the animal.
Ooh, I know how it got there. How much you want to bet the husband was playing a prank and he forgot that he was playing a prank?
Now, how much you want to bet it's Florida?
Where did you post the story yet?
Didn't I throw it in chat? Yeah, it's in chat.
North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, North Carolina then. It's the same difference.
No.
Close enough. I mean, they're not that far apart.
North Carolina?
But it's not Florida.
Well, whatever. It's southern-ish.
It's still all swampy and nasty.
Yeah.
Was it a rattlesnake? Was it a rattlesnake?
No. This is 18-inch. No, it's a gardener snake probably. I don't know if they even say. I put the oven on self-clean after I pulled that crispy critter out.
Good.
Did
they eat the pizza, though? What happened to the pizza?
I can still eat the pizza. It's just got
snake pizza.
Yeah. Where was it? The couple, who have 2 small children, said they were frightened by the discovery. Still, Amber regrets that the snake had to die in such an unfortunate way. I'm not happy the snake died. That's a sad way to go for any living thing.
Nah, fuck snakes.
Oh, hope it wasn't a Jewish snake.
No.
No. Did you think that the snake had a yarmulke?
Could have been. It's burned up now. We can't tell. Amber added that while she's still not sure how the snake found its way inside, she plans to be much more cautious in the future. I have 2 little boys, so I'm concerned. Every time I see a shadow, I'm like freaking out. It's a tiny little snake. You're going to be fine.
I hate snakes so much.
So do I, but
I'd have to burn down the whole house.
That kind of snake is not going to put your kids at risk.
Are
you related to Indiana Jones by any chance?
How did you know?
Oh my God.
Best cousins.
Yeah.
Hate snakes. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much.
Chuck.
I don't know.
Out.
I don't know if I'm supposed to announce, but hi, Lady Monkey in chat. Meanie.
No.
Oh,
Okay. Now you're divorced.
What is this? This comes from Shrouded Angel. KFC staff filmed dancing and shouting. We are getting sacked in the morning. The footage filmed in a branch on, oh wow, Caernarfon? I don't know what that is. On December 28th, shows 4 male members of staff jumping up and down while holding hands. A bizarre video of KFC staff dancing behind a counter and shouting, "We're getting sacked in the morning, boys," has been shared by thousands on Snapchat. The footage filmed in a branch in somewhere on December 28th shows the 4 joyful men jumping up and down while holding hands as dance music plays. Thank you, Officer Buck. Do Jewish snakes self-circumcise when they shed? Well, that's what shedding is. Snakes are all Jewish.
No, that's not what shedding is.
It is.
And it's not
That's
just
science.
the Jews that circumcise.
But for the snakes, it is. One man can be heard shouting, "We're getting sacked in the morning, boys." The person who filmed the video claims the employee's actions were intended as a laugh at the end of the day, following the closure of the restaurant after a confrontation between staff and disrespectful and rude little kids earlier that evening. So they were just being... There were probably some kids being jackasses in the store and probably somebody in there going, "I'm filming you. I'm going to get you fired." So they thought it would be funny to do this.
Oh, I thought it was like they kicked the kids in the face or something.
I feel like that would be a little bit different, and then they deserve to be fired.
When I hear clash, I think of something relatively violent.
Yeah, well,
sometimes.
No, I think of like a pair of cymbals going bang bang.
Okay.
I think of an outfit that is just not going together.
Oh yeah, that is pretty violent.
Because
my reaction.
Let's see. This one comes from Becca. It's by way of the Hollywood Reporter. What is this?
Boy.
Both Sean and Rod Stewart are accused of battery on New Year's Eve.
Oh my God!
But Rod Stewart can actually still stand. Both Sean and Rod Stewart are facing simple battery charges and were issued notices to appear in court on February 5th. Rock icon Rod Stewart and his son are facing simple battery charges after an altercation with a security guard during a private event in a children's area at the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach on New Year's Eve.
What was he doing in the children's area?
Don't ask that kind of question.
It's apparent.
Looking for his next wife.
Strokes chin thoughtfully.
Security guard Jesse Dixon told Palm Beach police officers that Stewart's group was at the check-in table for a private party that they weren't authorized to attend. Dixon said the group became loud and began causing a scene. Dixon, 33, told investigators he put his hand on younger Stewart's chest and told him to back up and make space. That's when Sean Stewart, the rock star's 39-year-old son, got nose to nose with him.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Sean Stewart then shoved Dixon backwards. Rod Stewart, 74, punched Dixon in his left rib cage area with a closed fist.
Ooh.
Fuck.
I mean, that's how you punch.
No, you're
by
supposed
Rod
to punch
Stewart.
them with open fists, Satsu.
You got beat up by Rod Stewart.
Yeah, how old is he now?
74.
Yeah. He's like made of like thin leather at this point.
Yeah.
You don't know that. Have you seen his naked body?
Rod Stewart? Have you seen Rod Stewart lately?
I don't actually know who that is.
Yeah, you have no idea who he is. You don't know what you're talking about. No, he's made of like toothpicks and old leather.
Yeah, but you know, lightweights, featherweights can like punch a pack of stuff.
Oh, I won't deny that someone who is very underweight can surprise you and knock you over with a punch. It's happened to me before, but doing any damage is a completely separate issue.
No, this is about suing him later.
Yes, because he's a zillionaire now or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't look that skinny.
Oh yeah, he is. What are you looking at, a recent picture?
Yeah.
Shirtless.
what, shirtless?
Shirtless.
No, this doesn't happen. No.
He's 74, woman. What are you thinking?
She's thinking she's an older man, apparently.
No. I'm just like, because you guys say he's all leathery and paper thin or whatever, and I'm just
now
like,
she needs a moment with those old man nipples.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm, boys. All right.
Let's see. What?
I don't know what.
This one comes from Talik. Damn it. I hate when I do that.
How does he get his hair to do that?
Hairspray.
Yeah.
I can't do that with hairspray.
Then you weren't born in the 80s.
You're not trying hard enough.
I'm not using enough hairspray. If it's not standing up on end.
It's actually airplane glue. It's not really hairspray.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button and ended up closing the damn story instead of opening it. This one comes from Talik. Cities move to ban dollar stores, blaming them for residents' poor diets.
What?
About 20 years
anything
ago.
but junk food at a dollar store, you did that to yourself.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, academic researchers began describing poor urban neighborhoods without supermarkets as food deserts. The term captured the attention of elected officials, activists, and the media. They mapped these nutritional wastelands, blamed them on the rise of suburban shopping centers and the decline of mass transit, linked them to chronic health problems suffered by the poor, and encouraged government subsidies to lure food stores to these communities. Despite these efforts, which led to hundreds of new stores opening around the country, community health outcomes haven't changed significantly, and activists think they know why. The culprits, they say, the dollar stores.
Can I just say, I find it very funny that for the longest time in human history, humans did not have the supermarket to go to for their foodstuffs. And yet, current day, the lack of access to a supermarket means that people going to starve.
Oh my God.
What?
Can you not hear my phone?
Yeah.
Well, Lady Monkey hates you now.
Lady Monkey, what are you doing?
She's trying to send you nudes and you're not paying attention to her.
No, she doesn't do that.
Oh.
I wish she did.
Oh. Well, now she will.
Will she though?
I don't know. I'm wishful thinking on Monkey's behalf. I don't know.
Are you wishfully thinking for Monkey? Like, what?
For
That's strange.
Entertainment purposes.
Look,
You're an oddball.
Sweebo.
What?
But I hope all of my friends get nudes too.
It's just a good thing.
I have a different perspective on this. I don't like getting random nudes from people.
Right.
Well, no, I didn't say random from people. It's from his wife. I mean, would you not want some sexy pictures of your boyfriend?
Well, see, I spend a lot of time out of doors and in the public atmosphere, and so if I randomly got a nude from my boyfriend while I was doing that, I would be worried that, oh no, I just flashed someone my boyfriend's junk, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, don't send me surprise nudes.
Okay.
People send me nudes all the time.
Lady Monkey can send me nudes whenever she wants. I am under orders not to send her nudes. And
really?
Oh yeah, because I've done it, and she's like, "Why?" The answer I got back was, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like,
because I love you.
Just in case you forgot what it looked like.
See this trouser snake? This means I love you.
Yeah, just don't put it in an oven.
Well, she was upset that I was in the Walmart parking lot when I took the picture.
Yeah. See, and where was she? In the Walmart itself?
People from
No,
Walmart.
she was at home.
Oh Lord.
I got to work early, or I was on lunch or something like that, and I was alone. I'm like, let's send her a picture. So I teased it up and sent the picture. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I thought you'd like it.
The perspectives that are different between the genders when it comes to receiving nudes at random or just in general are very, very astounding to me. Although they shouldn't be, because have you met men and women?
Well, hang on to those thoughts. Jonathan Malone asked if he could get a birthday song. His birthday was back on the 27th, but due to work, he wasn't able to be here. Sure, Jonathan, of course. because one, I like to sing, and two, you're a good guy. So we'll do this for you, Jonathan. Sorry we missed it at the time, but I hope you had a great birthday. This one's for you, and a 1, and a 2. Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday.
Shh, you gotta wait for Satsu.
Oh no, it's fine. It's cool. She can have it.
Happy birthday to you.
I hate you, Weebo.
Happy birthday.
I only get one thing, damn it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jonathan. I hope you had a great one. I want to get back to the article for just a moment because it does. They had these food deserts, and I'd heard about those before. And it's these places where, inner cities especially, there are no supermarkets, so people couldn't get decent food. So as the article said, they pumped a shit ton of money into getting supermarkets brought there, and people still weren't getting good nutrition. But now it's the dollar store's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dollar store.
So do I. I feel like they're blaming the wrong things. Maybe throwing this out there, it's the people. Maybe the people are not buying the right shit.
It's never the people. Like, for some reason, minority people are just not autonomous beings. Like, they are fully everything that happens to them or everything that they experience is 100% dictated by the environment around them, and they have no control over it. They don't make decisions. Stuff just happens to them. From what I see. That's how I get.
I just think it's funny that they look, this was the problem, so they fixed the problem. Like, oh wait, that wasn't the problem, and it's everything but the obvious. Anyhow, we're gonna wrap up MSS News there, guys, because we have Weebo here tonight, and she messes up birthday songs.
Oh,
okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't know that there was the addition to the birthday song where Satsu has to do a little thingy.
Excuse me, sweetheart.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched our show?
A lot. But I mean, I didn't know that it was mandatory.
Okay, well, if you didn't know it was mandatory, next time you're watching the show, I'm gonna not do it and watch Scribe malfunction.
Well, now that you said something.
I will malfunction.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'll just be waiting for you to do your bit. That's all.
We'll just be sitting here going, well, dead air.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You cannot get mad at me for doing the birthday song correctly.
Correctly.
Incorrectly.
For everyone else. And
no, not everyone else. What the hell, Weebo?
You literally sung "Happy Birthday" after the initial "Happy Birthday."
Oh my god!
We have a format to our birthday song.
Yeah, Weebo.
Sorry.
I worked really hard on this format.
Hey, Monkey. I know we haven't said this in a while, but I feel like it is necessary now. White women reform.
Oh my
Common
god!
sense, white women reform.
I like myself just the way that I am. Thank you very much.
I bet you do.
We love you just the way you are.
We'll move on to a quick YouTube time. Satsu, what you been doing?
Well, I attempted to record another video with the camera that I've already been complaining is malfunctioning. And guess what happened? It fucking malfunctioned. So yes, I recorded a 40-minute video of me cooking some shrimp and chicken lo mein, which was fucking excellent, by the way.
Ooh.
And about 10 minutes of it is just a still image.
Nice.
Oh no!
Because for some reason, this camera, if let's just say I record a 30-minute video, what'll happen is at some point the video will split while it's still playing. It'll split. So when it's done, it'll separate into two separate videos, a 10-minute video and a 20-minute video. And the 10-minute portion is just the still image from that point on. And the other portion is like a video. I don't know how the fuck that's even possible, but it happens. And
are they
I can't
side by side?
I haven't. Yeah, they're like, it's like two separate videos. I never paused it or started it back up. Or now the solution would probably be to just record shorter intervals. But that's a little harder to do when you're like actively cooking to like start the video, pause the video, and do all that shit. That's, so I like to just record it all out and just edit it. You know what I mean? If I can. But yeah, either way, I'm getting my camera soon, guys. I ordered it. Thanks to you guys. I really appreciate everybody who helped. It should be on its way in a couple days, hopefully. But yeah, I'm just not going to attempt to record anything else until it gets here because I can't. I've scrapped 6 videos in 3 weeks. 6 videos that I could have used. I can't because this shit keeps happening. So that's been my day for YouTube.
Becca in chat says about Weibo, she's not helping with the small lady brain theory. I quite concur.
No.
I think you'll find that what I lack in brainedness.
She hasn't been.
Oh, wow. Keep going, Weibo. You're helping your case greatly. Do it. Do it.
I make up for in the density of my intelligence, which is quite a bit packed into my small brainedness.
It's
have more
located
neural
just below her
connections.
chin.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but the density of her brainness is something else.
Scribbles, what'd you work on today?
Well, I put out a new video, a kind of sequel / follow-up to a video I did almost 2 years ago about the concept of diversity debt. Now, you may ask, what is diversity debt? After 2 years, I still have absolutely no idea because neither of the people who spoke about this at length ever said. And if you don't believe me, well, watch my video today, and there's a link to the original at the end, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very, very interesting because I always saw it as like, oh, it's one of those new buzzwords, one of those new buzz phrases like white fragility. White fragility was basically a concept created by Robin DiAngelo, and she wrote a whole book called that and made a career out of it. So oftentimes I'll see these speakers, and I've done a couple on my channel, who offer up a new buzzword theory to try to explain something. And like they're trying to build their own career around a buzz phrase. And this was a new one to me at the time, but it hasn't really picked up steam yet. And I can only imagine why without an actual definition. But also I did a follow-up little live stream rant companion piece to the whole diversity thing, talking about my wonderment as to why, after so many videos on the subject, I've never once heard any of these experts actually give guidance to anybody doing diversity hiring as to how would you actually hire someone on the basis of diversity of thought if that is what you're actually meaning to promote. So I won't rehash everything I said then here, but that's what I did today.
Oh, shit. I thought I was muted for that last part, so you didn't hear me typing. I'm so sorry about that. There's just a great conversation going on in chat because people picked up on the fact that to prove she's smart, Weibo said she was dense.
No, I tried to iterate the fact that my brain has a higher density because there's more packed into it. It's a matter thing, not a brain intelligence thing. My brain has a higher density.
Dense.
Now you're just being dense.
Tiny Girl Brain, is there anything you've been working on?
I am... Okay, so the working title for this is a trilogy of videos that I'm going to release over the next 3 weeks. 2 of those will be while I'm in Paris. But the working title is going to be Rise of the Planet of the Aspies. It's based off this video that someone sent me in Discord of a guy going off and on and on and on about how the members of the community who have Asperger's or autism or whatever are of a higher ilk, of a greater evolutionary brain. He's self-congratulatory to himself about, being more intelligent, being the next level, the next step in the evolutionary chain of humanity. And I'm just like, oh, dude. And it's a 20-minute video, which is why it's going to be a 3-parter, because I know for a fact that I'm just going to go off on this guy.
Alrighty.
Grown adult man patting himself on the back.
For being smarter?
I don't know. for apparently being the next big evolutionary step in the chain of humanity that is us.
So you're saying that someone is going on an ego trip trying to take their what we would call some kind of disability and say it's actually an advantage and you all are dumber than I am.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Well, I've always wondered about things like that. Like people with 6 fingers. How do we know that's not the next stage of humanity?
Well, here's the thing, right? Evolution is, or the things that evolve from other things, from other species, they're not necessarily better just on their own. They are better at something else. For instance, domesticated dogs are just wolves that are better at a symbiotic relationship with humans. That doesn't make them better than wolves. It just makes them better at, relying on another species and then being relied on by that species for companionship and whatnot. Whereas wolves are better at hunting and relying on themselves and their own pack, not so much another species. The different evolutions are evolutions because they were better at that one thing.
Well, a mutation only becomes part of evolution if it offers some kind of advantage that allows that mutation to propagate more so than others.
True.
Yeah, usually
That's basically
environmental, right?
But arguing
Yeah.
that you're a divergent, because he uses the wolf-dog analogy as
Mhm.
well, not to argue that one species is better than the other. And I can't remember if it was wolves that were better or it was the dogs that were better. But there are advantages to being a domesticated dog, just like there are advantages to being a wild wolf in, a pack. And those different advantages were something that half the species went off and did by themselves. The other half stayed maintaining that. And that's not necessarily better. It's just different. It's better at one thing.
Well, the advantage domesticated dogs have is they're effectively taken out of the evolutionary equation because they have someone else helping them to survive rather than them having to do it alone.
Mm-hmm. They have it significantly, well, most of them. Not all the time are dogs treated with the level of dignity and respect that I think that they deserve. But they have it a lot easier than,
Hold on one second. I'm getting behind on some super chats here. Snubber, thank you. We are not the next step. We can't all draw cities from helicopters. And thank you, Officer Buck, who says, isn't that the plot to 2018's The Predator, that autism is the next evolutionary step?
Yeah.
I've never seen it, to be honest. So
it's part of the plot. It's part of the child involved in the movie forces the plot along with the child's innate understanding of alien technology because autism.
Oh.
Yeah, which it makes about as much sense as it sounds.
Let's see. I did My Monkey in the Morning, and then I did another Red Dead stream last night, guys, which was a lot of fun. Getting to the end of that series, so the next time I play, which I'm not sure when it's going to be, guys, maybe tomorrow, we're going to take some time and just do side quests because we're getting real close to the end of the main storyline. It's such a good game. God, I love that game. Then tonight we're going to be over on 2 Cents Plus playing some Desolate. God damn it. Desolate right after this, so make sure you come check that out. Did anybody have any humpetry they wanted to talk about?
Yes, actually.
Hit me.
So recently we caught Colin Kaepernick doing the white
Oh
super.
God. Mm-hmm.
Because him a racist. But now we we found him saying this about the terrorist who was killed. There is nothing new about American terrorist attacks against black and brown people for the expansion of American imperialism.
Yeah, I saw that today.
That's what he had to say about a foreign terrorist being killed.
He thinks we killed Soleimani for the advance of American imperialism.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Walk me through that.
What happens when you give a moron a pamphlet?
So somebody revised the Nike meme, and it says, "Believe in something, even if it means apologizing for a terrorist." Yeah. I also saw this article that I can't confirm is real or not because it's just a screenshot, but I thought it was funny. It says, "I look down on young women with husbands and kids, and I'm not sorry."
What?
What's the name of the author on that? Because I know you can see it.
Amy Glass.
Yeah, I know I've heard that name before. I was not surprised by that at all.
Check this out. Every time I hear someone say that feminism is about validating every choice a woman makes, I have to fight back vomit.
Yeah, those are your ovaries drying out and going bad, lady. They're rotting right inside of you. Your eggs are going bad. They're stinking up your whole thing.
Oh my god.
I also saw this piece from the Washington Times, April 27th, 2015. Obama launches 2,800 strikes on Iraq and Syria without congressional approval. I don't know. I don't know how accurate that is or how biased the Washington Times is.
That's not relevant, Satsu, to anything. Stop it.
I just
Stop it.
not mention it.
Satsu, stop it. It's not relevant.
Satsu, stop it.
And I think that's it. There was a weird video of a cat mimicking another cat seemingly perfectly. Is both terrifying and kind of cool. And
you think they're like brothers, and the one is like, "Stop doing that"?
I don't know, because they both seem like it looked like it was some shit that they've been working on for a while.
They've worked out a routine,
right? And then I've been laughing a lot at the World War III memes.
Oh God, yeah.
Me when they try to come and draft me or whatever, and James Charles, is that his name? Yeah, he got in trouble for one because he was making fun of trans people. Because he said me if they try to come and draft me, and there was a bunch of pictures of him looking like a woman. They're like, trans people die every day, and you're making light of it because you want to make fun of the man or whatever.
Well, it used to be the last time we had a draft. If you wanted to get out of it, you pretended to be gay. That won't work for you anymore.
Okay, so how do you get out of it now?
Trans.
Is that really how you do it?
Yeah.
There's a trans ban, isn't there?
There's a ban on trans people in the military right now.
Is that? Oh, yeah, that's right. But is that still going on? I thought that was like.
It's still in effect right now. It's going through the courts, but it's in effect while it's going through the courts. Last we heard. Officer Buck, thank you. # new guy is too pure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
the memes have been hilarious. Of people just like.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I that is something that hit me earlier today because I've seen those. When they come to get me for the draft, I'm like, you can't. You have to go full on trans.
You can't just stop at the tuck. You have to do the snip.
You can't pretend that you just like to kiss men. You got to actually dress up as a lady, which, I mean, compared to kissing a guy, I feel like dressing up as a lady is pretty easy to do. I don't want razor burn. Cryptic, thank you. Biden keeps sniffing little girls.
Does he now? Fascinating.
Did he do it again? And Officer Buck, you not seen the new guy memes? Oh, you're talking about new guy at the actual new guy cartoon thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I'm with you now. I thought you were talking about the new guy on the show, and I was like, that's a chick.
Don't let her massive penis fool you.
Yeah.
It's just a big clit, y'all.
No, it's a penis, I tell you.
You can't pee through it. Stop it.
It's a penis, I tell you.
Did anybody else have any fucketry they wanted to hit on before we move? Because I do have a topic that I'd like to discuss.
I got nothing.
I yelled at Andrew Clavin, is it? The Daily Wire dude. Clavin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I yelled at him because he was bitching about Calanthe from The Witcher being like an exceptional woman.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently women are incapable 100% of the time of, engaging with men in combat and beating their asses. And I'm just like, but historically speaking, it is possible. And so Calanthe, because she is the exception in The Witcher, being the exception is not ridiculous, especially since it's set in a fictional universe. So I'm like, he's making a point that is not very well supported and is kind of pointless.
Real quick, thank you, Cryptic, who says, yep, a new one. PBS showed it. I'll have to check it out after the show. Dear Christ, Biden. Now, Weeble, can I ask you something? And I'm not joking here at all.
Okay.
Because you do have Polish ancestry. Do you like feel any special pride for The Witcher?
Not really. I mean, like, I like it, but it doesn't give me any patriotic warm and fuzzies.
Fair enough.
I feel like, because my family is 4 generations removed from Poland. I've never been to Poland. The last person to touch foot on Polish soil was my grandmother's mother. So, like, none of us know Polish. I'm so far removed that it doesn't matter to me. I'm an American, honestly, full-blooded American girl.
Fair enough. Did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
There's a video going around today.
I kind of wish I had a soundboard to start this off, Monkey, so we can play that clip from Bill Burr. We're talking about hitting women, sweetheart.
Yep. We are talking about hitting women. There was a video going around today, and I'm gonna find. I'm not gonna play the video, guys, even though I can. I'm fairly certain this is one that YouTube would get mad at us for because it's violent. It's absolutely violent. This is a 1-minute video. You guys can go watch it right now as I talk. Mute it. It's this woman who's beating a man on a subway, slapping him, hitting him. And the first thing he does is kind of push her off of him, and she keeps slapping him. So he grabs her. He wraps her up. And she keeps struggling and fighting with him. So he puts her down on the subway bench. They're actually on a subway car. Puts her down there, and she starts kicking at him. And so he grabs her by the foot and drags her off the bench onto the ground. Leaves her there and walks back into the corner where he was. Where she gets up and starts slapping the shit out of him again. And the doors to the subway happen to open right around this part. And he pushes her away. She comes at him again. He grabs her by the hair, throws her out of the car, and kicks her in the stomach.
Oof.
And everybody's losing their shit online about this, this man is beating a woman. But the one that really pissed me off that I saw about this, and it's the one where I saw it first, is this woman named Mindy Robinson. And she starts off her tweets with this video like this. Where have all the cowboys gone? You know, maybe, just maybe, we should be teaching our boys to be men again. Because I don't like what these Democrat-run liberal hellhole cities have become.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is bad enough. Hang on, Scribe. Hold that thought. This is her follow-up tweet. Of course, I'm not allowed to carry in New York or LA, so I'm completely helpless in situations like this other than calling the cops and waiting or taking video evidence. The left pretends to care about women's rights and safety, but they strive to deny me the only equalizer I have. Now, I gave you guys the link so you can test what I just said there. Satsu, you've seen the video, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did I mischaracterize that video at all?
That was a direct play-by-play.
This woman is suggesting that the woman in the video is a victim and should have had a gun. Now, there is something that obviously happened to start this. Something made people start turning on their phones to record.
Mm-hmm.
But everything we see is this woman being an aggressive, violent bitch. And this guy going out of his way not to hurt her. He could have punched her at any moment in this and probably would have knocked her out. And it just comes back, one, it's not a Second Amendment issue. This chick was not in danger. She put herself in that whole situation. If she was a man, she'd have got the shit kicked out of her. And it's just another example of, because it was a woman who ended up getting her ass beat. She did. He kicked her hard as fuck, dude.
Ooh. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. It's not pretty. And I don't enjoy watching a woman get beat. But if this was a guy, nobody would have a problem. Be like, that's what you get, motherfucker.
You know what I'm salty about?
What's that?
That purse does not match that outfit.
You're such a girl.
It doesn't. Who wears a white purse with an almost entirely black outfit? Like, honestly. There's not even white accents, so she can't even make the excuse that, oh, I'm just accenting. No, you're not. You hope. Sorry.
Wow.
Lady Monkey said, act like a lady. Maybe you'll be treated like one. Yeah, that's part of what pissed me off so much about this lady. Where have all the cowboys gone? Bitch, where have all the ladies gone?
I'm right here.
I know.
And I don't know. You're kind of butch.
No, I'm a cowboy.
Oh.
She's cowboyed up.
There's a pretty relevant question about it, too, because this is not something I see get answered often enough. How long exactly is a dude supposed to wait? Like, what is the time frame for a chick to beat on a dude before he is able to defend himself?
The rule I always heard was like 3 punches and then you can deck her, right? Or 3 attempts to hurt you and then you can bop her.
3 strikes and you're knocked out.
Basically.
No, my rule is she hits you once, you have carte blanche to punch her.
Look, my mom told me, and this is exactly what she told me. She said, look, you don't go around just beating on a girl. But if a girl ever hits you and it feels like a man hit you, then you knock her the fuck out. She was like, take her ass out. Like, if she hits you and it doesn't hurt, then, push her, try to, until a teacher shows up or something. Do what you got to do. Just don't get beat up. But if she hits you and it hurts, then you have my permission to kick her ass.
Sir Wolfgang over on Streamlabs, thank you. Says, you're right, Monkey. I don't like women get beat either, but I do like watching a dumb cunt get hit. No, it's Satsu's question is one of the ones where I'm at. Yeah, how long is he supposed to sit there and just take that? How long is a man supposed to sit there? And the answer actually seems, Weebo, I get what you're saying, that some people say there's some general rule, but anytime it happens in public, the answer seems to be until she's done.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I've experienced, not experienced, but I've seen that on the internet, and I agree. If she decks you, you deck her back. It's like, don't start the fight, but you sure as hell gotta finish that shit, no matter what gender it is that the attacker is. That's the way that I was brought up, and all of my cousins and my brother, they didn't hold back either when we wanted to tussle. So I have no problem getting my ass handed to me just as much as handing it over to someone else. And I feel like that is how we should raise little girls.
Ryan in chat says, show a reasonable level of restraint, but don't be a pushover either. Would you do that same thing if a man was hitting you?
Well,
what you're talking about is telling people to accept abuse.
Or treat women like they're lesser.
Here's a good, I think, rule of thumb is use the level of force necessary to neutralize the threat and then walk away. Don't go overboard.
And he did that.
Yeah.
And she came back. And so he had to try harder.
Yeah, as you can see, as the video went on, the amount of force he had to apply increased more and more as time went on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like he handled that situation the only way he really could have, outside of just knocking her ass out when she started hitting him.
Yeah, because if you look at the end there, if he hadn't have kicked her, and look, I'm not supporting kicking women, guys. I'm supporting kicking somebody who's beating on you, fine. If he had just thrown her down like that, she'd have gotten right back up. He'd already put her on the ground once. She'd have gotten right back up and started hitting again. Ugh.
This is why you should always carry a pair of handcuffs on your person. Not to be kinky, but in the event that someone comes up to you and tries to assault you, you put them down, handcuff them to something, and then you call the cops and you're like, yeah, I just made a citizen's arrest of this person that tried to batterize me.
Well, no, in Mindy Robinson's world, what you do is you give that girl a gun.
Ah, yes, on a crowded train when she has the coordination of a slug.
The violent aggressor, make sure she's armed. That was the problem here, is that the violent aggressor wasn't armed.
Did you see if there was any other information to be
I haven't been able to find anything else. No.
Okay.
But I'm just going by what we see here because that's all anybody can go by.
Yeah.
We're all seeing the same thing. And look, maybe at the beginning of this, he punched her. I don't know. It seems I highly doubt that given his demeanor through the whole thing. He seems very reluctant to hurt her. He just keeps responding to what she is doing. I'm not allowed to have a gun, which puts me in danger in these situations. Well, Mindy, let me help you out here, sweetheart. Don't hit men. And when a fight has broken up like that, even if you consider him the aggressor at the beginning, he backed off. Back off right there. You know, that chick never would have got her grabbed by her hair, thrown out, and kicked. It's just surprising to me how many people are standing and go, this guy's so horrible. This guy went out of his way not to kick her ass.
I don't know. Could he though? Because did you see those pants? The level that they were at, he could not lift his feet high enough to kick her in the ass.
He was
down and then kick her in the stomach.
He was sagging pretty low. What I mean is, at any point there, he could have turned and just punched her in the face, and she'd have gone down.
Yeah, and this is why I stopped getting you remember. For a short period of time, for some reason, there was a lot of videos of bus drivers beating the shit out of people coming out.
Yeah.
And immediately I was just like, what the fuck is up with these bus drivers or whatever? Until every fucking time you actually saw the footage beforehand, and somebody was just like fucking with the bus driver. Like the one dude, he just walked up on the bus driver and just started punching him in the head out of nowhere. And the bus driver took like 3 punches and eventually got up and just beat the fuck out of this kid. Like not just beat him up, he beat the shit out of him and then threw him out of the bus onto the street. And I was just like, I mean, people are like, he went way too far. I'm like, no, he didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
Finish him.
You're about to walk up on me and just fucking start punching me in the face, and I'm just supposed to sit there and do what exactly? While you finish? No, hell no. Yeah, see, I don't know. People need to keep their fucking hands to themselves.
Jack says teach bus drivers to kick women. No, that's not what we're going for exactly here, Jack.
Yeah.
We seem to have a problem in this society with letting women beat on men. And if the men retaliate at all, then they're the ones who are the bad guy. In this case, Mindy's like, I should have been able to shoot him. I mean, what else does she mean by I need a gun in this situation? What, because he kicked your ass after you were trying to kick his? Getting your ass kicked in a fight that you started is not you being a victim.
And I also didn't get the political angle. Really, I'm just like, what the fuck does
anything will do?
Anything.
And well, yeah, it's because they're liberal shitholes. That's what made this happen on this bus or this subway that day.
Hush, please.
No, what actually looks like happened is she looks a little drunk. I'm not going to lie about that.
She probably was.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But I've seen, we've all seen the videos of perfectly sober women doing the same shit. And the guys are supposed to just take it. Nope. No. If you're going to act like a man, you'll get treated like a man. And as to her question, I love her question. Where have all the cowboys gone? Do you think a cowboy would have put up with a woman hitting him like that?
God, no. Have you not seen cowboy movies?
He'd have slapped the bitch right out of her.
Cowboys were no gentlemen. They were cowboys for a reason. They were used to herding cattle.
Most men wouldn't put up with that shit because they were men. So if she meant it in that regard, that's what I thought when I first read this, is that she was like, why wouldn't this guy stand up for himself? And then I saw the whole video. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I read the other tweet. I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch. Yeah, because no. Cowboy would have slapped the fuck right out of her. How about where have the ladies gone, Mindy? How about that? How about where's the not getting so drunk you try to fight a man on a subway, you stupid twat?
Don't try to control my life.
One thing I hear commonly, though, is a lot of people say, it's just like, I don't care what the situation is. There is no excuse to ever hit a woman for any reason. And if you do, you're just a bitch. And it's like, well, if she fucking tries to hurt you or whatever, and then they'll follow up with, well, if a woman can hurt you in any way, then yeah, you're just a little bitch. And I'm just like, okay, well, you tell that to a woman trying to hit you with a fucking hammer or some shit upside your fucking head, and yeah, if you get hurt, then apparently you're just a little bitch.
Well, there were also a whole bunch of people who saw this who were very mad that nobody else stepped in. And you know what? I could see that, but you don't really want to get in. This looks like a domestic kind of dispute, and most people don't want to get involved in that shit.
Yeah, no. Like, why would you want anyone to put themselves in the line of swinging and kicking and punching and hitting and whatever, just to monopolize a disagreement between two people? Like, no, it's none of their business. So why would you ask anyone to get involved?
Jay in chat says, use a few joint locks and hyperextend an elbow. She will drop very quickly. You know how she'll drop quickly? Punch her square in the nose. You ever been hit square in the nose, man?
I have. It's bad.
That shit will daze your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to punch her. Just open palm.
If you get like a good enough angle, you can whack a girl right in the coochie area, and she gonna go down. But you gotta do it hard. It's not as easy.
Are you talking about a cunt punch?
No, not a punch. You gotta kick them. You gotta go up at an upward angle. You can't just like
a good uppercut, man. A Tyson style, right to the coochie.
But it's gotta be like a little bit forwards. Like it can't be in the whole area. It's gotta be forwards.
I like her trying to describe a vagina without actually using any bad words.
Did she say kick a girl in a fufa?
Yes, she did actually.
No, I said cookie.
He's describing where you're talking about hitting.
Yeah.
Right where like
describing
is right there.
You want to hit him just about the clit is actually basically where you're aiming.
Yeah, that's what I
meant. Wait. You want a haymaker the mommy box?
No. Just north of the mommy box.
Oh, okay.
So not the middle hole, but the front hole.
Everyone, this has been Weebo Jones giving you advice on how to best beat a woman.
How to punch a woman properly.
Thank you. Prospero has said it right. Pubic bone. It hurts like a bitch.
Tell us about it.
Bad. Okay, so I was doing I think it was the monkey bars, and I was walking on them. Yeah, you know where this is going.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
No, Jay. Jay says Mike Tyson the bitch, so raper in Indianapolis. No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my God. The hell?
Yeah. Okay. What?
I hope the FBI ain't in this.
It's absolutely not what I was going for with that. I meant uppercut. Anyway.
Ooh.
Scribbles,
Cat is cringing with me. Ooh.
You were kind of quiet through any of that. Anything you wanted to add on any of this?
Well, I just thought it would be a little too on the nose for me to start pontificating about beating women.
He's got a point.
Yes, of course I have a point.
It's too easy.
What if the stink stays on your shoes, Weebo?
Oh God.
You just get rid of those shoes. It's fine.
There you go.
You don't need shoes as much as she needs that, coochie swack.
Raper in Indianapolis. God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid to say this because this came from you guys. It's your time. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them into the chat now, and we'll do our best to pay attention and answer your questions and address your concerns. That has really broken my brain there. I got to be careful with how I say things. At least I didn't say Kobe Bryanter.
Oh.
Daniel Coleman has asked me if the cat is alive, and I just saw the cat. She is alive. Bonsai lives. She has not been eaten yet.
Check Your Logic wants to know if you saw the Sinatra debate.
I did not. Should I watch it? I haven't had time in the last couple of days, but should I?
Watch the first 10 minutes. You'll get the whole gist. It's an angry vegan yelling nonsensicals at him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
If you've ever seen a vegan debate, it's going to be the same thing, but I find those things fun and entertaining. Some people don't. So yeah, watch first 10 minutes, you'll get the whole gist. And if you like that kind of stuff, watch the whole thing.
I do. I really do. It's a guilty pleasure.
Cougar asked favorite chips. Ooh, that's a good. I like so many chips.
Chips? Garden salsa sun chips.
Oh God, Eric Estrada.
That's a good answer, actually. He was the best until he got in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah,
Those are fucking delicious, Weibo.
Oh, I thought he was talking to you.
No, she said you said the garden one.
The garden salsa sun chips, yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Fucking good.
I also like Ruffles, but I only like them with the French onion dip.
My favorite are chili Fritos.
Ooh, yeah, those are good too. There's too many to pick, man.
Yeah.
Lately, my favorite has been the Flamin' Hot Doritos. Those are fucking delicious.
Scribbles, besides a TV character, do you have an actual favorite potato chip or corn chip?
Actually, I like the Lay's Stacks barbecue. That's my guilty pleasure potato chip.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
There is something about that barbecue flavor.
Yeah, and it used to be like way back in the day, Pringles had the contract for using the barbecue sauce. Oh God, which one was it? It was like this really famous like name brand barbecue sauce. They had the license to use their recipe in, and those were really good. And then I guess they lost the license, and then their barbecue tastes like absolute ass now. Oof. But I think maybe Lay's either got that recipe somehow or have the license for it, because it's Lay's Stacks barbecue. I could honestly eat too many of those things and probably get myself sick and not be unhappy.
Hey, Weibo.
I like
Is Mindy crazy or what? Who's Mindy?
Mindy Kaling?
Was it the girl that we were just looking at the tweet for?
Oh, right.
Oh.
That Mindy.
Well, I do think that, women should be encouraged to carry more often. I do think that there is some sense in that, but the rest of that tweet was a little bit nonsensical. Silly.
I'm all for, women should, but this is not a case of self-defense for a woman.
Yeah, this does not make her case. This in fact is just it's a fun time to watch.
Yeah, violent drunk girl. What's really missing from this is a loaded weapon. Mindy, I think you missed the mark there. Lords of the Night and Weibo, would you like a slice of my birthday cake? It's chocolate with whipped cream frosting. Sounds wonderful.
I would, actually. Yes. Give.
Scribe, do you remember the date when you knew you were awesome?
I think that day is still oncoming.
What? You don't think you're awesome, Scribe?
That's a long conversation.
Scribe, how dare you? I think you're awesome.
He has me to keep him grounded.
Yeah, low energy. Thanks a lot.
You just look. Normally you're a little peppier. You just seem down. I was worried about you.
I wasn't down. I don't know why. Okay, if you heard that in my voice, it was it was entirely unintentional, and B, completely unfelt by me.
Okay, what I care. That's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just apparently chose the wrong wording.
Well, either that, or I decided to be melodramatic because that's kind of my shtick.
Sure. I still think he's on his period. Pyrus asks, if hell and the devil do exist, do you think there are any people that are an embarrassment to hell? No, hell will take all kinds. That's the point.
Yep.
That's what the different circles are for, so then categorize them.
Yeah. You just going down or not? Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe the people who decided to change their ways once they got there. I want to be good now. It's like, sorry, you're already in hell. It's too late for that.
That's not how that works.
Make sure everyone watches Snoot's timestamp in his pinned comment.
Okay.
Oh, is that where he kicked the guy out?
Did it get that bad?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Sinatra's eventually like, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, if Sinatra can't take it, then I do want to see it.
I know, right? That's what I said. Sinatra, no matter what you think about the guy, he's pretty even keeled most of the time.
Yeah.
And even with raising voices and stuff, I mean, I'm sure it's probably happened before, but I can't remember Sinatra ever going, yeah, fuck it, I can't talk to this guy. That was weird. Like, damn. I've dealt with Ask Yourself before, so I understand. What character, in each of your opinions, has had the best, worst, most adaptations since their creation?
James Bond.
Does that count though?
Well, each movie usually is an adaptation of some aspects of a previous Ian Fleming novel. I mean, that kind of stopped at a certain point, but
yeah, I thought
they are adaptations. So yeah.
Okay.
So would you say best or worst there?
Well, it could go either way. I mean, it depends on the movie. Like, I think On Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of the best James Bond movies, and one of the worst ones is probably Die Another Day. So yeah, Bond has run the gamut as far as like which character has had the best adaptation. Iron Man. Iron Man comes to mind just because that first movie was just so on point with everything that made up that character and his origin story. Worst adaptation, if we're going superheroes again, I'll say Steel with Shaquille O'Neal.
I've never seen that, so I can't comment on that. For me, it's
bad.
Can you guess what mine would be? It's Spider-Man.
Okay.
Best or worst?
Worst. They keep butt fucking my childhood right in front of me and making me pay for it.
Can you not say butt fucking my childhood, please?
Sure. Ass raping my childhood.
No, that's worse.
Kobe Bryanting my childhood.
Nope.
No?
Still not good.
All right. Satsu, do you have one?
No.
Weebs, what about you?
I kind of fall in like a really complicated answer for this question because best. No, it's like a bad adaptation, but it made the original source material look silly compared to it. The 100 actually has a really good TV show, but the books were not as good as the TV show. So like they're a vast improvement. So I don't know if does that count as a bad adaptation if they're completely diverging from the source material in a way that's beneficial to the story? Because the core concept's still there, and it's still the 100, but it's not the 100.
Well, the show is the adaptation, so it's a good adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is entirely subjective. So yeah, I see that. I will also say among the worst is the Harry Potter films. Those are fucking garbage compared to the books.
I like the films though, like on their own. If you ignore the books, they're not bad. The music is good. The characters are all right.
Most of them are. What is it? Number 5, I think it is just garbage. The one where they keep throwing all the newspaper headlines at you as part of the script.
Oh yeah, to show the passage of time and how things are getting worse and worse.
In the book, there's reasons that happens and it makes sense, and they cut out all of the reason it makes sense and just throw it at you as exposition.
Well,
they might as well just put text on the screen.
True, but like taking a book and adapting it to a movie is complicated on its own, and you only have the specific time frame to get it done, so you do have to do it quickly. So exposition
I understand.
Kind of limited in that respect.
No, a good book adaptation knows when to cut out things that aren't readily necessary to tell the story, and so can tell it much more efficiently. Silence of the Lambs, Hunt for Red October, both of these movies did the core of the stories, absolute justice. While if you read the book, yeah, there's things left out, but they weren't absolutely necessary to tell the plot and move it forward.
And this is just for me. And I do know lots of people who love the movies. I've found that most people who love the movies hadn't actually read all the books or hadn't read any of them. Mm-hmm. And that just goes, most books, yeah, they're going to be longer. And there's so much that's just cut from the books.
Yeah. Or consolidated or some way or whatever.
Any chance of a Lords of the Night crossing stream with the AAA meeting in the future? We've
done it to a certain extent before.
Yeah, just a couple of last week, me and Scribe were on with Satsu with Sinatra and Gasly when Drunkle wasn't there that one day.
Yeah.
A full crossing, I don't know. Those are hard to arrange with everybody's times. time.
Yeah, and different parts of the world too.
Yeah. Jay Reynolds asked if it was Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, Scribe.
No, it was. God, I'm completely mind blanking right now.
For some reason, I'm thinking Masterpiece or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it was Casey Masterpiece. Yeah, it was
Masterpiece?
Casey Masterpiece. That's what it was. Yeah, when Pringles had the Casey Masterpiece license or whatever, that shit was good. Now, whatever they're using now for their barbecue is absolute ass.
I still like the pizza ones.
Oh, I haven't had those before.
They're gross, but they're so good.
You know what? I'm glad you finally articulated it, because I swear to God, I eat them like by the stack. And I'm just like, these are the grossest, delicious fucking things I've ever had.
Why am I putting this in my mouth, and why can't I stop?
It tastes like
that's what she said.
Pizza, but it's so fucking good.
It's so good, but so nasty. Lords and I, did you see they're making a meme movie? No.
Oh, I did. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a bomb, but in more ways than one. A shitstorm, if you will. Didn't they already try to make a meme movie, though?
I thought they announced something like this like a year or so ago.
No, they made the emoji movie.
No, not the emoji movie. Like 10 years ago, someone tried to make a meme movie out of like, no, maybe not a meme movie, but YouTube memes or something. Like, not Fred, but...
Well, there was an ad campaign that used a bunch of internet meme celebrities like Boogie and Chocolate Rain Kid and all that stuff. I forget what it was advertising, but it was something like that. So they've done similar things in the past.
I did see they're making a what's the name of it?
I don't know.
Impractical Jokers movie. I'm like,
oh God,
fuck do you make an Impractical Jokers movie?
It's just going to be I mean, it's got to be a documentary of some kind. Basically, they follow them around like Jackass.
I hope so, because I love those guys. I think they're funny as shit, and I love that show. And I just didn't pay attention to the commercial. I was eating my cake, and I just looked up again. It said Impractical Jokers movie coming February 17th or some shit like that. I'm like, wow. Wait, what? How in the fuck?
It's got to be cheap as hell to make. Honestly, it's not going to be the most expensive thing to put together.
I love that show and those guys, so I do wish them well with it. But I hope they're not trying to just make a really long hour-and-a-half episode of Impractical Jokers.
That's what it'll probably... I'd be surprised if it was anything other than that. Like, it's just like a Jackass movie. It's just a long episode of Jackass.
Let's see. Oh, Lords, would you like garlic roasted guinea pig served on a bed of long grain rice with a tankard of honeyed mead? No, thanks.
No, gross. Go away.
Was that an attempt to seduce me? Because it's not working.
Why do you like guinea pig?
Are you gerbil? What?
I like small creatures. They remind
me. Eat?
In your body?
No, just small creatures.
Are you Richard Gere?
No.
Oh. Small creatures in your body? Okay.
No.
Lords, have you seen All's Quiet on the Western Front? No, I haven't.
Yes, I have. Depressing movie. Well, I mean, depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Ranting, how goes the furnace repair? Well, it's not in the a process of repair. The savings is going okay. We're getting there. Getting there. God damn. No, I see it because we have the quote up on the fridge. So every time I open the refrigerator, I see the damn thing. And I just get depressed every time I see that number. Like, oh God. But yeah, hopefully we're still on track for mid-January. And then I got to get a hold of him, and then that's when we'd be able to pay him. So at that point, it'll probably actually, if he's still on the same schedule he was on, we'll still be looking at the beginning of February before he could get it done. What games are you looking forward to in 2020? Oh man,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy 7 remake.
I'm really hoping Kerbal 2 is as fun as the first one was. I'm hoping that Dying Light 2 doesn't suck.
Yeah, Dying Light 2.
Baldur's Gate 3 hopefully will be coming out and isn't garbage.
Anarchy.
What's that?
Monopoly Anarchy, because they came out with the feminist one, and I think they came out with the socialist one. So I'm just waiting for them to come out with the Anarchy one.
It's like it just says the rule book is absent from the game. That's it.
Yeah.
Play however you want.
You do whatever you want.
So do you think Sinatra one day kicked Ghastly off stream as a joke at some point? Probably not.
That would be funny.
Because they don't argue most of the time. It's just him talking too much.
Dude, what would the chance cards be in Monopoly Anarchy? Just like, kill the person next to you. You pick whatever side.
The other person's next to you has or 20% of everything that they own, or all of it.
No, what it would be is that each chance card has a numbered grid on it, and you have to roll a die, and it just randomly comes up, and that's what the chance card is. And has a whole bunch of options, but it doesn't matter because you have to roll a die, and it's just a random chance as to what your fate is with the chance card.
Mm.
It's actually a chance card at that point.
Yeah, I once played the best game of Monopoly in my life that I've ever played, and it was me versus my brother, and I owned all of the board except for Boardwalk and Park Place, and every single one of my properties had a hotel on it. And the only way that my brother could survive was if I just happened to land on Boardwalk or Park Place, because he also had hotels. But everywhere else was just, is dangerous. And he lasted for a good many rounds until eventually he didn't.
Jail bad as fuck.
No. That's exactly what you have to do to your siblings. Assert your dominance.
Have you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I've seen it the whole thing once.
Yep, I've seen it at least once, and I've seen bits and pieces because I remember somebody was playing it at a party I was visiting or something.
I've seen Phoebe Cates coming out of the water many times.
Yes, that is all over the place.
It's a beautiful scene.
Mm-hmm. She's married to Kevin Kline.
Yes, she is.
I believe they met on the set of Princess Caribou, which was a interesting comedy / based on a true story movie.
Any relation to Ethan Kline?
Not that I know of.
A shame.
Not really.
I don't know.
Scribe, have you burned through all of your need to use vacation time?
Well, the thing is I keep accruing more than I end up spending within 2 weeks or something, so I'm just kind of at an equilibrium at this stage of the game. I'm past the line where they're concerned about it on a balancing the books issue. So yes, I'm in safe territory now. I just have to keep using it perpetually forever.
Angry Illinois says, well, the worst adaptation of a Harry Potter book is also the worst of the Harry Potter books. I used to think that too, and then I went back and read it, and it's actually one of my favorites now.
I think the fourth one is the shitty one.
4 was just too long. She tried to throw way too much shit in there.
Yeah.
It was I still liked it, but it's the first one of the one, because 1, 2, and 3 are actually much shorter stories. Yeah. Each one gets a little bit longer, but then 4 came out. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's a thick boy.
It was like she was mad at children for reading her books.
I want a more adult audience. This is where people start dying.
And then 5 came out. 5, the first time I read it, I hated it. And then somebody told me, no, you just didn't pay attention. So I'm like, no, I read the fucking book. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll read it again. I'll be open-minded. And I read it, and I really do enjoy that book. Deep topic idea. Could the Chinese government fall to a populist uprising anytime in the next 50 years and be replaced with a constitutional republic like ours? If so, what are the long-term effects? Could it? Yes. Will it? No.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
I do think, however, and that might be a long shot. I think the tariff trade talks and everything with the U.S., I think the protests might actually help get those pushed through just to get them off the plate of China's concerns, because they got everything else going on. So maybe.
Fair enough. Yeah, but as for China, because that's going to take a sweeping change, you have to remember that we're talking about like our constitutional republic, and everything that happened here is because we were separated from the mainland. That's what made it mostly possible for that to happen.
Right. We had distance on our side.
That and France's help was big.
France's help did. Yeah, that was a big part of it as well. That's what made it succeed.
Yeah, nobody's going to help a splinter Chinese political faction against the quote unquote the mainland because there's too much economic risk at making that kind of play.
Yeah. Sadly, I think the closest we saw to that was a student uprising back in the was that the 80s and 90s, whenever it was.
Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
And the Chinese beat that right out of them.
Yep, or rolled over them with tanks, depending.
They rolled the offensive out of them.
What flavor of cake are you eating? It was a walnut cinnamon cake is what it was. And I'm not eating it now. I was eating it. I was eating cake.
I don't like walnuts.
So wait, Monkey, you had your cake and you ate it too?
I did.
Oh my God.
I only ate part of it because I'm not greedy.
Oh, okay.
Weibo, excuse me for being a bit drunk, but how long do you think until your peen stops growing?
You know, that's a good question. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be never. It hasn't yet, so who knows?
There you go. And remember, it's just a clit. It's probably just infected. You should get it looked at. Frosted Glass asks, best movie based on a TV show and vice versa. Best movie based on a TV show, Star Trek IV, The Voyage. Oh, well, maybe 6. Star Trek 4 or 6. I'm not sure. One of those two.
Best movie based on a TV show. Oh, I got this. Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, that movie was pretty good.
It was, wasn't it? Everyone
Scribbles, do you have an answer?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Best movie based on a TV show and vice versa.
Best movie based on a TV show. Dragnet. And best TV show based on a movie. Sorry, what?
MASH.
You cut out there again. What?
MASH.
Oh, yeah, well, there's that too. I was going to say Evil Dead. Or Ash versus Evil Dead, but of course that's more modern. But yeah, no, Ash, not MASH. Yeah, MASH is good. Good answer.
I don't have one.
In chat, somebody said, not Wrath of Khan. No. I know Wrath of Khan is loved, and it's an okay movie, but it's very, very dated. And good God, Shatner's overacting in that one. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He's almost a parody of himself. His Khan, that fucking scene. I hate that. And that fake chest plate that Ricardo Montalban is wearing. Oh, it's so bad. Would you prefer it if Lady Monkey called you motherfucker or grandma fucker? Either. She doesn't like me bringing up the fact that I have sex with a grandma.
Oh.
And she really doesn't like me bringing up the fact that she had sex with a grandpa. Recommend watching it, Scribe.
Recommend watching what?
I don't know. I was just going to tell them, look, if you're going to ask us something like that, remember, we are far behind where you guys are hearing. So if you ask a question like that, please make sure you let us know which one you're talking about.
I gotta disagree with Daniel Fullman. The Firefly Serenity movie.
Oh, God.
I don't think that the movie was as good as Firefly was.
No.
Serenity
was fantastic, and that movie did not do it the justice that it deserved.
Controversial opinion, Firefly lasted as long as it should have, and the movie sucked.
The movie sucked, but I don't know. I feel like I could have gotten a little bit more out of Firefly.
That last episode was absolute garbage.
What happened the last episode? I can't remember.
Last episode,
the bounty hunter took over the ship and was like, yeah.
It's a black guy from the original seasons of Law and Order.
Yep. Robinette.
I agree with you that was a horrible episode.
Yep.
But this is a Joss Whedon vehicle, and Angel and Buffy both had episodes like that. I would have liked to have seen them to get a full season to see if they could have recovered it after that one, because that one was it was garbage. But
but he was given a whole movie budget, and that's what he came up with. And so that's what I mean. And so if that was what, given the keys to the kingdom, that's what he came up with, I don't have a whole lot of hope that the show would have improved much beyond the Bounty Hunter episode.
Well, there's a difference between, okay, you're already cut off and this is all the money you have to wrap up your story one time versus you have another 12 episodes to tell more of the story. I have enough faith in Whedon's television chops and his writing teams that he brings in that they could have done it.
Yeah.
But using your logic, I would absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. Because Serenity was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It really was.
And I know Charlie says, no, I love the movie and the show. And I get it. I know there's people who love both, but I hated the way they retconned some shit in there, the way they had to explain stuff that we already should have known. They just, Serenity pissed me off. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the top of the hour and the end of our show.
Aww.
For now, we will be back Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern over on Satsu 2 Cents for more Lords of the Night. Right now, me and Satsu are headed over to 2 Cents Plus to play some Desolate. That's it, right?
Yes, Monkey.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know why that will not stick in my brain. Or it sticks there, but my brain is constantly questioning it.
Maybe
anyway.
because it's a forgettable game?
No, it's a forgettable name.
Oh.
Weibo, thank you so much for joining us, sweetie.
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else we need to say before we leave, guys?
That's
Scribbles, you got anything planned for tomorrow?
Not offhand, no.
All right. Scribe and Satsu, thank you for joining me as always. Everybody, your lives make us sad, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye.